Denver Broncos Mile High View, no commercials, definitely no bullshit. The most accurate Bronco channel, and yet the most hated because we are not a yes machine for Dove Valley. Our purpose isn't to make nicey nice with the front office, so we can get press passes, so that we can get interviews. We have one interview, and it's called film. We are the number one film channel of any team league wide. We are it, and we'll all be posting a ton of links to film we just did. Congratulations! I want to congratulate you, Kolby, for a successful 2022 draft. You were definitely by far more successful than the Denver Broncos. But there are some silver linings. This for all those who just think we just want to be negative. Well, we just evaluate. We just watch film. We evaluate, and we don't fool ourselves where this team is. I want to start off by the only way to really people come here and they say, look at the grade you gave them. To understand the grade we gave them, there's a lot of factors that you have to understand. Number one, this is not a yes channel for Dove Valley. We're going to give it to you straight, and that's why fans from other teams, we're their number one choice because they know they get a straight scoop and not a bunch of homers, pulling Dove Valley crap. So the first thing you have to do is understand where the Broncos really are, not where they think they are, but where they really are. Where were glaring problems with the Denver Broncos last year? Don't give me Teddy Bridgewater. We're going to go some other areas that were even worse if you think Teddy was that bad. This was a team you could run on, okay, because they just don't want to address the middle of the field. The Broncos were getting attacked in the middle until Fangio put Baron Browning, at least he shored some of it up by putting Baron Browning, Bryce Callahan, and Kenny Young to shore up that middle. Then things started to work out for the Broncos in the middle. You get worried when you see this coaching staff make moves like moving Baron Browning to the outside. We have commentators at other radio stations. Yeah, I picked him out of college to do that. I want to call that person out because Baron Browning, we couldn't find any. It was very hard to find any film of him or any plays with him on the outside. Do you want to speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I was trying to find film on Baron Browning playing on the outside, and there was no evident film that I found in terms of film-to-film all-22 access that I could find on him playing outside linebacker. And please, I don't want fucking highlight reels.
Yeah, well, this is at Ohio State. We couldn't find it, and we do our due diligence here. That's another reason why I think we're disliked with the Homer crowd. But Baron Browning is definitely needs to be back in the middle. I don't know if this draft will get him back in the middle where he belongs. We have very strong reservations about this this coaching staff, but okay, that's only part of the problems. Other problems were offensive line. Repeatedly, I don't care what you want to say, all the crap, bullshit you hear about Cushenberry improving. The guy was getting pushed back a lot. We're going to get talking about push up the middle again. We're going to have a little school on that and what that means to the edges. But we have also offensive line that was consistently inconsistent. So I think, these are areas that needed to be addressed in order to become even remotely in a conversation of Super Bowl contending, playoff running, be taken serious. You mentioned we have not only the AFC West, you got all these other teams in the AFC, plus the Broncos are going to have to deal with the NFC West this year on top of all this. So this is not going to be last year's easy schedule, by the way. Last year was an easier schedule for the Broncos. So I just wanted to lay some groundwork down. I also want to say this because I want to. You did so well in this these later round drafts because we did a draft on without Russell Wilson. You know, the picks they would have had, the draft capital they had, all these people they lost out on. All these people went. That was a no brainer. But what I challenged you was to I said this is a good opportunity for you to hone your skills. Let's see what you can do with later round picks. And your later round picks, they didn't even last. They were coveted. And that's why I'm congratulating you for all your hard work. You hardly got any sleep. You did a lot of film. You went through massive amounts of film, produced film for what I'm going to link to on the Broncos picks, on top of all the other film you did. Your people were coveted by the good teams in the NFL. Matter of fact, we had the Mile High Bubble, one of our paid for platforms by Dove Valley that, Dove Valley can't do any wrong according to them, but that's what they get paid to say. Your Dallas and Indianapolis Colt beat writers. Travis Jones, right? You mentioned that we could have got this guy. Well, you're going to get into all that, but I want to just give you accolades because they were making fun of you. He sucks. He's bad. He's just a 2-down player. And then who reaches up and brings him on their team? Who?
The Baltimore Ravens.
I don't know, but it just inform me and just refresh my memory. Does this team know anything about building defenses?
They know how to build offense and defensive lines and coverage linebacking. That's the most important positions on an NFL team. Basically, you're right on the money.
When they did that, they took him. That shut them right up.
Of course,
so I don't want to hear. We don't want to hear nonsense from people who just can't get it right. Their picks some of them didn't even get picked until like way late in the draft. If some of them even got picked at all. So I'm sorry I rambled on, but you deserve all these accolades. And I know for a fact they're scouts, NFL scouts, looking at your stuff because just the fact that how they went and how they were coveted. And these were picks nobody was talking about, correct?
No.
A lot of, yeah. Oh, wait, you don't get, huh? Because they weren't corners and receivers. And can you believe it? I'm going to let you go.
No, keep going. I want to hear it. We haven't heard from you in a while, so I want to hear from you for a minute.
Well, I just can't believe that, you get some guy like Cody Rourke coming out and going on and on and on about a receiver, and you're like, what? Are they paying you to say this? I don't get it. I mean, they paid all that money for the receivers they have. You have other needs that you continually, year after year, season after season, ignoring, acting like it doesn't exist. You didn't even sniff the playoffs, and it wasn't because of Teddy Bridgewater. This team is definitely, the Denver Broncos are definitely not a quarterback away from any kind of a serious playoff Super Bowl run. Go ahead.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. I just want to let people know this. So you laid the groundwork, which was excellent. I appreciate your compliment to me. I appreciate you letting me do this on your
this
channel.
Is our co-host Chicken Little.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking head in the dark. Exactly. All my picks over the past 2 years, like with Sean Slater, home run hit. Jordan Davis is going to fucking hit, ladies and gentlemen. Tyler Lindenbaum's going to hit. Travis Jones. The people that you listen to that give me shit. I had 6 to 8 hours of total sleep in the last 2 days watching a bunch of film on guys that the Broncos should have taken. Perron Winfrey, Travis Jones, Darren Beavers, Chad Muma. The list goes on and on and on and on. And you know what did, and you know what the other channels did to despise those moves? They did a big old fuck you, and they shit on the picks that the good teams got, like the Giants, who had an excellent draft. The Ravens, the Eagles. So impressed by what the Eagles did. Eagles got an A+ for me. This whole draft. It wasn't just the first 2 picks. It was a whole draft in general. The Giants, thank you. They actually have it, and they're starting to get a clue on what's going to go on. And I guarantee you in 2 years, Russell Wilson's going to look at that team in New York and say, I want to go there, because they actually have an understanding culture and a family culture. Same with the Eagles. But again, talking about my film, The Groundwork.
Hold on a second. I don't think a lot of these, because these people don't, they just listen to the Howdy Doody channels over at Dove Valley. Now, people outside the bubble, they may have heard, but Russell Wilson wanted to go to the Giants over the Denver Broncos
And Eagles.
No, he didn't want. He did not want to go to the Eagles. He wanted to go to the Saints, and he wanted to go to the New York Giants, number 1. Denver was the 3rd, because the other 2 said, well, the Saints couldn't do it. And the Giants said, we got work to do before we could. They did the right thing. They said, we're not ready for you. You can go to Denver and keep doing, getting your reps in. Go check us out in a couple of years. That's what that draft told me.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
We're going to talk about Seattle too. We have to talk about Seattle.
Yeah, but I want to talk about the groundwork that I did. I did so much film this weekend that it basically gave me headaches. Watching the Denver Broncos pass up on Travis Jones, Chad Muma, Darian Beavers, all these other players, Perwan Winfrey, these type of guys that I coveted, and they went to teams that, I mean, Cecil Lammey, Cody Rourke, Mahi Bubble, you guys are so fucking stupid that just listening to you makes me want to go throw up.
Yeah,
okay?
I know.
Because
I know. I know.
And then fans that mind fuck want to come on here. Even when I was on Cody Rourke, I have the same old dumb motherfucker that says, "Oh, the only thing I listen to is the Randy Gregory video, and that'll be the last." Because you're a fucking idiot. Because you guys think that Nik Bonitto, who I'll get into in a minute, is going to elevate this defense, which is total and complete and utter fucking bullshit.
You have to sell this insanity. They have to sell this insanity. They've been doing it for 6 years now.
Well, the insanity is that I get so much shit, which is fine. I don't give a fuck. But you know what? I have to pat myself on the back too, because the picks that I fucking were looking at went to the good teams in the National Football League because they covet those picks. So yeah. I guarantee, and Mile High Bubble, where's your film? 104.3 The Fan, where's your fucking film? Cody Rourke, where the fuck is your film?
You're the film guy. Well, there'll be a highlight reel coming, I'll assure you that.
Yeah, say Axe Jones. Stop sending me highlight reels because I really don't give a flying fuck. I don't look at highlight reels. I'm way in the head. I am so smarter than most of these people out there that they don't understand the process. Oh, he's just repeating the same old shit. Because you know why I'm repeating the same old shit when it comes to my film reviews? Is because I want to ingrain it in your head. This is why this player is going to be good, or this is why this player is going to be bad for Denver. That's why I keep repeating myself. Go ahead.
Fired up. We got you all fired up.
Yeah, I
keep telling you not to pay attention to these people. I mean, when they just, they're insignificant because.
Well, it's not the people. I was talking about the platforms and the fucking idiots.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. These guys all win the off season. They go 17-0 in the off season. When the season comes, they take, because PR only can only get you so far. Yep. PR, film study will take you. If you're not studying film, you're just a cheerleader.
And highlight reels are not film. Highlight reels are not film.
Yes, no, highlight reels are definitely not.
Stop fucking sending me highlight reels.
Yeah,
please, because I'm not going to watch it.
Do your own film.
Thank you. Yes.
This is the deal. We produce film, so we're not just talking. You can disagree with what we're saying. That's fine. But at least we are backing up what we're saying. It's called transparency. Because to us, we don't care about the interviews. Who cares? I don't care what they have to say. I don't care about the coaches. And access. We don't care about the Nug Pups. We don't care about the Avalanche. We don't care about the Rockies. We're focused in on the Broncos. We don't go off into those other directions. So we actually checked the whole rest of the league out like a pebble in a pond and the ripples going out, that kind of thing too, because we got kind of get the beat of what's going on. And I enjoyed producing film with Russell Wilson. I learned a great deal. I just, click the noise off, click the hype off. I went and I watched and I just asked other people to do it too, objectively, not looking for this or that, just objectively watching it, see what works, what's not working.
And you know what makes us unique out of the, other people that get paid for what they
We're real. We're real.
Well, no, we're just real. This isn't our full-time job. We have lives outside this, and we make time to do this. I made time time in the past, 24 to 48 to 72 hours to make time and only getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep, dedicating myself to film, dedicating myself to what I think the other teams will get, dedicating to those 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round players that nobody outside of the 1st and 2nd round are talking about. So that's how we're different.
I mean, you hit it right. I mean, you were like just boom, 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 boom. They were just going right. They were flying off the shelf.
Yeah, because those teams get it. I have a scout mindset. I have a deep scouts mindset. I don't have this 1st round, 2nd round, highlight reel, mile high huddle, Cody Rourke bullshit. I don't have that. I have a deeper mindset than that.
Well, the truth is these people really don't understand the corners. They really don't understand the edge. They really don't. They think they do. They think in terms of stats. They don't think They don't think in multi. They think very linearly.
Yeah.
They don't think in a multi-dimensionally. Very linear. Okay. And it's not baseball. You can't look at stats. Baseball really is linear. It really is, but football is not. And you got to really figure out the context behind the stats you're looking at. And it really today, I'm telling you, the sacks are they're nice cherries on top. But that's not where the league is going. The league is going, and I'm going to just again, I want to, because this whole thing about Nik Bonitto and edge. That we just got to go the edge, and forget the middle edge. Let me just give you this example. Here, and you showed film of this. We had so it was no push up the middle for the Broncos. No, the edge, it doesn't give the edge because the quarterback's centered. The edge has to work a lot harder to get around. But even though that happened, they with with our linebackers covering up the middle, and we got Bryce Callahan, he's covering the middle. Joe Burrow, the film you showed, Joe Burrow could not get that first read in, even though he was right dead in the pocket. And we're talking about the edge is still. There was no edge at all.
And who took that read away?
Took the first read away, and he had to settle for, I think, a 1-yard throw or something, a gain on a throw.
Because when you go back and watch that film on Baron Browning, I'll take it up another level. I'll let you think.
Baron Browning
happened on that play. It was a deep yard 20. It was a 20-yard in route. So basically, what I mean by that, it was a 20-yard in route by the slot receiver on the opposite side. He ran to the 20. Ran 20 yards, came back in. Baron Browning read that play instinctively well, backed up, got into the zone area in the middle of the field that took away the first read from Joe Burrow, because Joe Burrow, 1, 2, 3, the receiver's already going. He's looking at his first read. That was his other read. He's going to throw it there, then settle for that 1-yard gain. That's basically what happened on that play.
So where the trend is, the teams that get it, the teams that really get it, they'll let you talk about edges all day. But teams that get it, they know once you get that push up the middle, what it does. Let's talk. This is a great example.
Yep.
When the Chargers play the Broncos, what's the matchup between their interior defensive lineman and Cushenberry? What will that look like?
Joseph Day versus Lloyd Cushenberry, and they're going to abuse them all day long.
So Cushenberry will undoubtedly.
Sheldon Joseph Day was my number 1 interior defensive lineman, and the Chargers coveted him and gave him a buttload of money. And then
we're going to explain why he's getting the big bucks. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
This goes about Bonitto. This is all about the Bonitto pick. This is stuff you're never going to hear.
Burrito. Yep.
Yeah, Burrito. You're not going to hear this on any other channel, but you're going to see it next season. You're going to see it with your own eyes. That push up the middle by Day right into Cushenberry is going to force Cushenberry back into Russell Wilson. What will Russell Wilson have to do? He's got three choices. One, he's either got to drop back farther, okay, or he's going to be most likely get pushed to the edge.
Or he's going to get sacked.
I'm going to say, and that will result in the edges. Well, they'll push him into the edges, which makes the edges. Well, hold on. That makes the edges so much easier for the edge to work. But say Bosa gets a sack. Oh, sack Bosa, Bosa. But what made that happen? The push up the middle, flushing him out to the edge. That's the part of the stat. That's the stat, not said. It's the context behind the stat.
Well, okay. Also what the context behind the set, what they're going to be doing with Khalil Mack on that defense line. Do you really think that a guy like Dalton Reisner and Garrett Bowles and Lloyd Cushenberry are going to be able to handle that? Even a Billy Turner, again, you were talking about the whole context of it. Again, what did the good teams do? What did the fucking good teams do in this draft? They went after. Oh, all I heard from Cecil Lammy, just go be a fucking Steelers fan, please, because I know why you hated this pick. You hated the Travis Jones pick because he went to the Baltimore Ravens because you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Travis Jones and Jordan Davis were my top two interior defensive linemen in this year's draft for one reason and one reason only. They are not because they're not. It's not because they're two down, run stuffing, eaters in the interior defense line. They are going to apply that pass rush. And I'm going to tell you something right here. When Sheldon Joseph Day goes against Lloyd Cushenberry, they're going to be tickled fucking pink. Because Lloyd Cushenberry, and you didn't address it in this draft. And
no.
Where did Cam Jurgens go? And where did Tyler Lindenbaum go in this draft? They went to playoff contending teams. Just fucking saying.
Oh, yeah. And that I wanted Cam in this draft. But
no one was talking about this guy until I brought him up. And then he went early second round, didn't he? Right? Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Fucking idiot.
No. I wanted Cam because somebody's going to have to. They're going to, maybe they'll be forced to put minors in there. The Broncos are heading into a schedule unlike they've had in a while.
And they're going to get their ass kicked on national TV, and it's going to come to we're talking about the Chargers. Wait till they play the fucking Rams. Oh, my God. Aaron Donald against Lloyd Cushenberry.
Yeah. No, but we can't address that. Our premise has always been the Broncos jumped the gun, jumped the shark in getting Russell Wilson way ahead of this team is not a quarterback away. This team has glaring needs in the middle of the field. Their corners are Surtain is as good as it gets.
As an
what's that?
As an outside corner.
As an outside corner, they have no slot corner.
As an overall corner, Patrick Surtain, I got to be careful how I say this. As an overall corner, Patrick Surtain isn't the best overall corner in the National Football League. He is a great boundary corner. We have to distinguish those two things because you have Jalen Ramsey with the Rams. You have I think Jair Alexander for the Packers is the best corner in football because he can play slot and outside and do it. He's basically this generation's Champ Bailey. Jair Alexander.
And you see, the Broncos squandered all their capital, and then they've already squandered all this pay. They're paying people like Gregory, who may not even see the field.
Yeah, I know. I know, and no one was, again, they had to defend that pick because everything that Dove Valley does, the people that get paid for it and Dove Valley itself have to give it an A+ and say it's the best move ever. Yet before we signed Randy, yeah, exactly. Before we signed Randy Gregory, nobody was talking about him, and then he got signed, and then people were coming out of the woodwork saying how dumb we were about for criticizing that pick. People, just shut the fuck up with that.
Yeah,
because,
you had no idea who he even was.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, I did. Oh, I did. Then if you were so adamant on the keyboard, why did we never hear his word? You never mentioned his word.
You guys,
Nobody mentioned him.
all you guys were doing was getting Von Miller back and Chandler Jones. That was it. It wasn't Randy Gregory and Von Miller. So shut the fuck up with it.
Yeah.
Just stop. I don't want to hear it anymore.
And this is the same kind of crap I put up with Juwan James. It was exactly this. That Joel, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I don't, huh? Okay, I'm just a head in the dark. So
yeah, and get proven right. This guy right here. So.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We are the most accurate Bronco channel because we're not being paid to tell Dove Valley how great they're doing.
We're not going narrative.
Yeah. So let's go in. Let's get into this draft. You signed Gregory, okay? So why is your first pick Gregory, mini me Gregory? All we need to do is get him injured. They both can sit in the hot tub together, Gregory and me Gregory.
And that's the issue I had. That I'm just going to tell you my draft grade for this because I want to get ahead of it. D+. And there's 3 picks that saved it from being an F. But let's talk about Nik Bonitto. Okay, we'll go down the line here. Nik Bonitto. Okay, Nik Bonitto, the guy from Oklahoma. Yeah, Nik Bonitto. He wasn't the most coveted edge linebacker in this class. Let me just say that right here, right now, before everybody jumps on the comments and say that, oh my God, we coveted him. No, you didn't. No, you fucking didn't.
No. Can I stop you right now? What was the initial reaction that even the yes men had when that initially happened?
They were disappointed, and then 24 hours later, they're like, "Yes, we love this pick."
Okay, Mr. Elway. By the way, who was riding shotgun in the draft?
Looks like John Elway was in the front row.
But he's just a lamp. He's a table. He's a chair. That's all he is.
Rourke, did you see? Hey, Cody Rourke, did you see that?
Hey, Cody, did you see John Elway riding shotgun at the draft? He doesn't do anything. He's just a chair. He's a table. That's all he is.
Yeah, but
stop treating us like children, please.
I know. Nik Bonitto, okay, 6'3", 240 pounds. Really, for an edge player. When you have Randy Gregory, Bradley Chubb, Jonathan Cooper, and you brought back Malik Reed, why the fuck did you need to go after another edge rusher? You have, again, just because I know. Travis Jones, you could have got Travis Jones with that pick because he fell right in your lap. He fell right into your lap. It was like a gift from God.
2 play. He sucks. And the Ravens pick Travis Jones. Dumbasses. Fucking dumbasses.
I know. Nik Bonitto, I think he is Vic Beasley 2.0, who will flame out in 3 to 5 years because guys like that don't last long. When you have a small frame, number one, they're going to run right at his ass like a Randy Gregory. He sucks against the run. Okay? When I look for my edge rushers, if we had the middle showed up and I was looking for an edge rusher in this draft, it wouldn't have been Nik fucking Bonitto, okay? Nik Bonitto, okay? Because he sucks against the run. I want guys that are 6'5", 250 some odd pounds that can man the edge, that can set the edge, like a fucking Bradley Chubb. You want to shit on Bradley Chubb? They
will. They will.
They're already doing it. And again, when he leaves and goes somewhere else like the Rams or something, he'll have success. So, Nik Bonitto, I give that pick a flat-out D. A flat-out D. It sucks. That's a terrible fucking pick. Terrible.
D, huh?
I give it a D. D-.
I get it. Just shouldn't have been picked. It just shouldn't have happened.
Well,
regardless of him, it just that we needed picks elsewhere, like you said, Travis Jones, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We needed that a whole lot more than we needed burritos. So,
so Nik Bonitto, you want me to talk about his strengths or weaknesses, or do you want
yeah,
to give?
yeah,
Okay.
go strengths, and we'll wrap them up. This is the big pick.
Yeah, Nik fucking Bonitto, D
Yeah,
minus. Quick and athletic. Hands have some snap when he activates them. Sudden feet to dart inside B gap. Counters come instinctively. There's bigger weaknesses than his strengths here. This is why I have more weaknesses than his strengths. Plays two small men in the edge. 6'3", 240, right? Gets himself swallowed by offensive tackles. Gets sealed in contained duty. So when they're doing contained assignments on the defense, when they're doing containment duties, he's going to get swallowed up. He's going to get neutralized. Below average speed to power conversion. So when he wants to do a power bull rush like you see Bradley Chubb doing, he's going to get absolutely pancaked on his ass because he sucks at it. Hands lack power to crease the edge. So basically what I mean by that when hands lack power is when he wants to do, like I said, he doesn't have a lot of tools to his tool set. He relies on one move. He's a one-trick pony just like Randy Gregory. He doesn't have a lot of hand placement, Swiss moves, over moves like that. He doesn't have a lot of that. It's basically, I'm going to go straight ahead right at the quarterback. That's basically what that means.
so that we needed that like another like a hole in the head right there.
Yeah.
With everything, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So by the way, you've already done film. I'm going to link all your films if people want to go check it out.
And I will be sending you the raw. I'll be sending you the raw video, and I'll be sending it to you so you could start doing it on your end.
Yeah. So we'll have Kolby's film session on each player. Okay. Are we ready to move on to the next curiosity?
Yeah, I gotta. Yep.
Okay. Why don't you start off?
Are we talking about the next player?
Or do you have anything else on Burrito?
No.
Okay, so let's go to the tight end now.
I'd give this pick an F. He wasn't even. You traded up for him, and he was not. Again. He wasn't even in my top 5 for tight ends. He was tied for 6th or 7th in this class. Okay, I had the likes of Trey McBride, Isaiah Likely from Coastal Carolina. I said Trey McBride, Jake Auden, Jake Ferguson from Ohio State, the guy from Virginia who went ahead of Denver. Again, these players were way better than Greg Dulcich. Okay, and the strengths for Greg Dulcich: potential to succeed working downfield, go vertical, right? Go to that
vertical.
Demeanor to get better as a blocker. So he is a demeanor blocker. He's like your Albert O, who is willing to block when needed, but it's really far and few between. Stacks defenders and tracks the ball into his hands over his shoulder. Those are some of his strengths. He has poor placement and overall use of hands as a blocker. He lacks concentration catching. And what I mean by that, he's basically Jerry Jeudy playing fucking tight end. We talked about that last night.
Dropsy doodles.
And lacks technique and fluidity as a blocker. So this guy has a lot of development to do. I give this pick an F just for the sheer fact you traded up for my 6th or 7th tight end in this draft. Absolute terrible pick for the Denver Broncos.
Well, and that's the exclamation point because for me, this pick is a question mark. It's just, WTF. Here's my take on this. I couldn't believe they went for a tight end because watching the film study that I did with Russell Wilson in Seattle, it's mostly 4 or 5 wideout sets. Very rarely do they even go to a tight end. So it's possible that Hackett has decided that maybe they will play more tight end sets. It would be a rollout where your tight end is your first read, and then wherever you go from that point. But also, some people have been saying that Albert they want to throw him under the bus. I can't imagine this guy.
You were talking about the Nathaniel Hackett thing because I think you bring up an interesting point, and this is how I will counter that. If you were going to do that, and if you were going to draft him, why didn't you get Jake Ferguson from Ohio State, who's a way better player?
That's the next question. Yes.
Yep.
So, again, we're not here to, if these were great picks, we'd just say they're great picks, but we're not here to make Dove Valley feel good. This doesn't make sense to me when there's other needs, especially this is, from what I'm seeing. I personally don't believe that they're going to utilize the tight ends that much, because I believe they want to go 4 or 5 receiver sets almost every single throw.
And if they were going to utilize the tight ends, they would have kept Noah Fant.
Well, exactly. Of course, I'm not sure about that. I think they, obviously the Seattle covets Noah Fant more than.
About Seattle's draft, we can do that real quick before we get into the later picks. Can we just say this? Thank you, Seattle, because they did it again. They did it right. Oh, Pete Carroll, 60 years old, he doesn't get it. They got 2 tackles of mine who. Charles Cross, the best pass protecting offensive lineman since Ronnie Stanley came out of Notre Dame. And then they got Abraham Lucas, who's going to be a very damn good tackle in this league. Could be a great swing tackle, could be a replacement for he can also help develop an up and coming. He could be like the Jake Coughlin to whoever. I mean, you got to understand something. They got Austin Beeline, the center, who I've been wanting for 2 years now. Again, they're getting it. They're going to get it. And when we face Seattle and Drew Lock fucking looks like the second coming of Patrick Mahomes, if it happens, and he's, has better receivers, a better tight end room, a better offensive line. Yeah. And you got the opposite end saying, wow, he looks good. You're going to have to go back and look at what they did this offseason, because they're not saying that they won the offseason. They're getting better. These other teams aren't saying we won the offseason. They're building and building and building and building and building their teams.
Well, the Broncos keep patting themselves on the back, sending out all this money to PR firms to say, just say what we did was good. Say what we did is good. Ignore the problems. That's just because the guy upstairs who's hiding doesn't exist. He's just a lamp. He's at the coffee table. He should have been fired a long time ago. We haven't left that culture. We haven't left the culture. So I just, it was a confusing pick, because
it's an F. It's an F for me.
I don't believe they're going to utilize tight ends enough to justify it.
That whole reaction that you just did, I was like that the whole draft yesterday. This whole draft, I was like that too. I'm like, what? But
there were some bright spots, right?
Yeah. Did you want to talk about all of our picks, or just the bad spots and the bright spots? What do you want to do?
Keep going down the line here. Let's keep going.
Okay. So the next pick they got, and I predicted it, saying that they're going to get a corner, and they got one from Pittsburgh, who Damarri Mathis, my apologies. He's a zone press, and my pro comparison to him is Rashad Fenton. Kansas City Chiefs got him 2 to 3 years ago in the 2019 draft. Again, what makes this pick so confusing to me, okay, is because I give this pick a C for one simple fact, one thing only, because he is very versatile. But here's the problem I have with this. If you had Aqib Talib, if you had Chris Harris Jr., if you had Bryce Callahan, I would love this pick more, because he's a guy that you can develop. He's the guy that can take over for a Chris Harris, take over for a Bryce Callahan. You're going to have him learn under Justin Simmons, who gets beat over the top consistently, Patrick Surtain, who is strictly limited to be an outside corner, Ronald Darby. I love Ronald Darby. I do. And then the man that made no sense, Kwan Williams, you're going to have him learn under that person when he's lost the step and he's been washed up for 3 years now?
Yeah, can I ask you this? Explain Kwan Williams when he came into the league.
Okay, Kwan Williams was your prototypical slot corner. And, saw...
So is it possible that while Kwan Williams has degraded, he's like a used-up battery, is it possible that he could actually coach a kid like this?
I hope so. Do I think it will happen? Not with this organization, because who have they developed over the past 4 to 5, 6 years?
So you're going to have to hope that Williams can teach him something about the slot on the NFL level.
Yeah.
Based off of his experience.
My strengths and weaknesses for him: compact and strong. So he's a very strong player. He loves to come up and tackle. He's a very tackle-centric corner. I love that. I love to see my tackle. I love to see my corners tackle. He release with forceful shore. And what I mean by that, when the receiver releases from the line of scrimmage, he redirects his alignment with his hip fluidity. He has very solid hip fluidity. He has very solid play reaction. That's what I'm looking for in my corners. What's your hip fluidity when the ball's in the air? Are you going to be able to turn, or are you just going to have to be stiff and run like Pat Surtain on the sideline, which he uses to his advantage? Let me put that out there. Can shuffle with inside or outside leverage in cover 3. So if we're running a cover 3 system, what I mean by the shuffling is when he's going with when he's backpedaling, are you shuffling with that player? Are you, like the hips? Are you using those hips? Are you using your open field leverage to your advantage? That's what I mean by that. He's quick read and respond from zone. He's a quick reactor. So like I did film on him today. You saw a ball up in the air, the way he quickly responded, like that, how he quickly turned. That's what I'm looking for in my corners, with that quick response technique that is very valuable to the good teams in the National Football League.
My hope is that Williams, his experience, he's not, we know that he's definitely not the guy he once was. We know that.
No.
But maybe he can help this kid, in the film room.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. He's a big film junkie. This corner's a big film junkie, is what I understand.
Yes. He is a very film-centric junkie. His weaknesses, and this is going to concern
you. I'm sorry, we'll get into his weaknesses, but really, I just wish we could have kept Bryce Callahan.
I know.
I think that would have been a better teaching tool for him.
Yes.
Than Williams.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, now his negatives.
Okay, so his weaknesses, balance gets away from him. So that's something that is a very concerning aspect. To me, he needs to bulk up at least 5 to 10 more pounds. What I mean by balance is he will get pushed around by bigger body receivers, and that's what I mean by the balance aspect of that weakness. Now, this is a very concerning one for me, and this is the big one, and this is why it drops down to a C-, C+ area. He gets beat over the top by speeder receivers consistently. He's a very inconsistent player when it comes to that. Reminds me a lot of Justin Simmons getting beat over the top by Marquise Brown against the Ravens. He needs to get better with his read and react when he's going against those slot receivers, because if they send him on a go route, he's going to get beat. It's just he can't.
Well, we know that Justin Simmons is not going to help him over the top.
No.
We've been through all that film. I don't care what the paid-for platforms say. We've got nothing but we're up to our ears in film on Justin Simmons just not being there.
Yeah, and my last one, he loses tackle angles pursuing runners in space. So that reminds me a lot of Justin Simmons as well. His tackle angles are not consistent as much as I want them to be. He needs to get more consistent in his tackling angles. And learning from Justin Simmons, please don't, because he sucks at it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next pick.
This was one of my favorite picks in the draft. Not my favorite pick, but one of the favorite picks in the draft. The Broncos and someone in our organization finally figured it out. They got Eyioma Uwazurike, defensive tackle from Iowa State. This is your Mike Purcell replacement, I believe. You can save $4 million just cutting him and not lose any cap hit by cutting Mike Purcell. Uwazurike is a 3-4 defensive tackle / defensive end. He can play the 1 tech or the 2 tech. So the 1 and 2 techs are very construed from a lot of those paid for platforms. The 1 tech is when you're head and shoulders with that offensive, that center. The 2 tech is when you're moving over to shoulder. And then the 3 tech is on the other side there with the guys like where Draymond Jones is at right now. DJ Jones could possibly be. But I think that this guy fits better in the 1 or 2 tech. I think that's where he will succeed at. His strengths are he has a rare combination of top end speed or top end size and length. He's versatile to play up and down the line. Like I said there, he can play up and down the line there, but I think he's strictly going to be a defensive tackle. He plays better as a 2-gap defensive tackle. So if he's right in the middle where Mike Purcell was, I think he could dominate. I think he can eat up 2 blocks and have the linebackers, if they're sending on blitzes, Baron Browning, send him up the middle, have him shoot the A and B gap, go after the quarterback. That's how I would do it. If you want to put Nik Bonitto, again, this is why I didn't give Nik Bonitto an F. If you want to put Nik Bonitto on that A and B gap, and you want to have Uwazurike eat up those 2 blockers, send Nik Bonitto up there. That would be great too to see him do that with Uwazurike.
Okay, that's where Burrito could really be a factor if they implement this guy correctly. And you're not going to get that with Purcell, right?
No.
Okay.
No, but like I said in my film review last night on the Vic Beasley Nik Bonitto video on my YouTube channel, I said if you line him across like the Atlanta Falcons did, if you move him across that line and have him pick his spots, and you line up behind Uwazurike, he will have success with that. He will have success.
Cool.
Weaknesses. Upfield burst is just average. He needs to get better with that up burst. He needs to get better with that push up the middle in a consistent basis. He can do it, but it needs to be more consistent. That's why I give it a B-, this pick. B-. He needs to get better in that aspect. And I don't know if he's going to learn that from Mike Purcell. Please don't. Allows his pad level to get away from
Draymond Jones.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Allows his pad level to get away from him. So what I mean by his pad level getting away from him is he can get pushed around by bigger body centers and guards. And when they're going against a power team, he needs to get more lower level padding. He doesn't need to be standing up. He needs to get lower level and push that guy. He needs to get in that 3-tech stance, power rush that center, power rush that guard in the A and B or in the 1 or 2 gap, and just push that guy back into the quarterback or in a running play. High center of gravity limit success. That's why I'm saying this guy is a very tall defensive tackle. He's 6'6", 300.
He's got to get lower. He's got to get lower.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, he's got to get lower. I'd love to see this guy give us some push up the middle. We just don't have it.
Yep.
We haven't had it since Malik Jackson.
Yep.
I mean, and it's obvious they haven't had that in a long time. They keep wondering about their edges. Edge. Why don't we get edge? And they get edge people, but they're just not as effective.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go move on to the next.
That was the receiver from Stanford. He's not going to make the roster. We can move on.
Yeah, he's projected to miss the 53. And there we go with mismanagement again. There's mismanagement.
Yep.
Okay, so let's not waste our time with him, but who could have we got? Who was available when that guy got picked?
Perron Winfrey.
Who?
Perron Winfrey.
And let everybody know exactly who he is, because they don't talk. The other platforms won't talk about him.
Winfrey would have been your perfect 3-tech defensive lineman, who I'm going to be this guy that we're going to talk about later from Wisconsin fits that bill to a T. But again, you could have got Perron Winfrey, who's a way better player and a guy that would have been able to pass rush at the middle, a guy from Oklahoma down by where I live, and absolute stud at his position. I had an early 3rd round grade on him, late 2nd round grade too on Perron Winfrey. Fell to the 5th. Could have got him. You could have got him. And then what did they do? They went after a receiver from Stanford who won't even make the 53. So I'm not going to talk.
Yeah, so where did Winfrey go exactly? Who?
The Browns.
The Browns, actually, for all the shit people want to give the Browns are a team that also gets the push up the middle. They get it. Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, they beat the Broncos, didn't they?
Yep. Kicked their ass.
With who? Who was the quarterback?
Case Keenum.
Case Keenum, that's right. Beat the Broncos with Case Keenum. Okay,
we got our butts kicked in the trenches, and we still worry about edges.
I know. So what's the next one?
The safety from Oklahoma, I give this pick an F. Darren Liam, I forgot his name. It's like a three-letter word name. I can't. It's the safety from Oklahoma who doesn't have top end speed to play position. Always tracks away from his assignment on his side of the field. Oklahoma, I did film on him earlier. Oklahoma State was just abusing his side of the field because he kept drifting off and hiding, just like Justin Simmons.
Oh well, he'll fit right in this. Yeah. Maybe, but there is one thing you need to answer about him. Can he be a good spokesperson? Does he have media skills?
Yeah, he could take over. He'll probably take over for Kareem Jackson, and then their safety core will suck even more.
Yeah. So, but can he talk to a Can he talk to a camera? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Can he read a script?
Yes.
Well, that's all we need. He can just keep talking about how wonderful the defense is. He can get beat over the top, but that's okay. Well, he can come and tell us about how great the defense is. Okay, so there's another F. So let's go to the next one.
Luke Wattenberg from Washington, guard slash.
Let's hear about this guard slash center.
I love this guy. He is from the University of Washington. I give this pick a B+. Doesn't fit the scheme though. He's a power gap scheme type of player. He's like your Tay Moody. I think that he could be a center for you if you're running that scheme. The reason I give it a B+ because I had a 4th round grade on him. He fell all the way to the late 5th round. I love this pick for the Denver Broncos, but again, he doesn't fit your scheme. He has great power movement skills. I know, if you want to pull him on certain gap or running assignments, you can do that. But again, he doesn't have that Cam Jurgens level of lower body agility to get to the second level to hold his own. He just doesn't have that.
Let me ask you, is this guy fit into like a Belichick type offensive line, Patriot type?
He'd be so perfect for Baltimore.
That's what they do?
Run that power gap scheme, multi-power run.
And the Broncos are running?
They're throwing spaghetti at the wall, but what I believe is zone running scheme.
Yeah, outside zone.
Yep. The West Coast.
They add this. So, okay, just want to make sure we're clear on all this.
Yeah.
So they draft a guy in a power run to.
When they had Devontae West from Arizona State who fit that T to a bill playing that West Coast zone run in Arizona State. They passed him. I know.
Again, it's just mismanagement.
Like I said, I understand you don't like I like the player. I just don't like the scheme he's coming into because that's going to hamper his development.
That just gives me headaches. I mean, it gives me headaches. And if he's not performing the way he should, well, he sucks. But if you're the Ravens, you may say, hey, bring him over here. We'll make him. He'll be a stud over here.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's why that happened is because they waited, and then they missed out on a guy that actually fit their system when they did.
And they passed. They passed upon a center that fit their system in Devontae West from Arizona State, who fit that bill to a T, was a better center than Lloyd Cushenberry. And they decided to go to the power gap scheme up in University of Washington Huskies.
Doesn't make sense, though.
Nope.
Doesn't make sense, man. I'll tell you what, I have reservations. This is a good time to.
Denver Broncos have put together in years. I told everybody, brace yourself for impact. So I said this is going to be the worst draft ever. This is going to be the worst draft the Broncos have ever put together. It's going to be so pathetic.
Well, it certainly has that potential. But
it does. Okay.
No, it certainly has that potential. Maybe they can get Burrito if they know what. Well, this is a good time to say, I believe, and I've often said that this is probably going to be the most flammable coaching staff, and they probably will flame out within two years.
Yep, 3 years max.
Because if this player personnel situation continues to catch back up, everybody's gonna say we got to get a coaching staff that's tailor made. All they'll think is Wilson, but they won't think about all the other pieces around him. You know.
I know.
So okay, so the guard. Now okay, now what's next?
My A+ pick of the draft, Henningsen from the University of Wisconsin. And here's a guy that is going to be the next Derek Wolfe, in my personal opinion. I had a mid to late 4th round pick on this player. And I'm so happy the Denver Broncos or somebody in that organization saw the potential I saw in this kid. He is 6'3", 290 plus pounds. This guy is your typical 3 technique and a 3-4. Can replace Draymond Jones in 2 years max if he is properly developed, which I do not trust his organization to do that.
Just get right. We just bench Draymond Jones and see if this guy can.
I love this
over.
He has one of the best first steps on the interior I've seen in this draft.
Do you think with the interior guys they got, DJ Jones, these other guys, that somebody maybe listened to us a little bit, trying to get a little push up the middle?
Yes. You had DJ.
Find all these guys together.
You put DJ Jones on the other 3 tech on the left hand or right hand side. You put Uwazurike in the middle. You put the guy from Wisconsin on the opposite side. It'd be way better than Draymond Jones, Mike Purcell, and Shelby Harris. Way better. Yeah.
So yes. So we're hoping that maybe we can get that push up the middle, and then, like you said, maybe Burrito turns out to be a good pick.
Yep.
If you utilize Burrito correctly.
Yes.
He has to be utilized correctly. If you just want him to carry it all on his own,
you have to be smart using Burrito. You can't strictly just set him on the edge and expect him to do something. You have to move him around on that defensive line. You can't stick him there at the edge.
You got to move him strategically.
Yes.
That's what you're going to do.
Yes. Yep.
Maybe there's hope after all. Maybe there is hope after all.
I don't believe there's hope after all because I don't trust this organization.
I don't trust the coaching staff. I got reservations. It's like it's almost as if, you know what it seems like? This draft, it's like they accidentally set themselves up where they could really succeed, but do they even realize what they set up?
I don't think they
understand what I'm saying.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but they again, these players that they got like Uwazurike, those 3 players fell into their laps. The 3 players I like, but the other players ain't gonna do jack shit.
Well, I'm just talking about that interior, that one aspect of it.
Yeah, they might be able to, but I don't. Again, we've seen this. We got to remember, we've seen this with players that aren't John Elway drafted players.
I know. We can't ruffle. We can't ruffle DJ. We can't ruffle Draymond Jones.
No,
don't step on his stuff. Oh no! And then Purcell. Oh no! I know.
I don't trust this organization.
Look at Browning.
Yeah, they moved him to the fucking edge.
Do you think maybe they'll bring him back? I mean, was Singleton's your answer? I mean, I don't get it. That's another John L. Oh no. Browning, you go sit on the bench. Remember I was saying that Browning got Noah Fanted. He got Noah Fanted.
Yep.
Okay, so your A+ pick. Now what's the net? What do we got left over on the draft?
Corner, the last pick of the draft, another corner from Wisconsin. I'll probably be cut and be a practice squad player, so I'm not going to talk about him.
Okay. Well, there you have it.
D minus.
D.
Yeah, little D.
Little D.
This is just. I knew it was coming.
Well, it looks like they're going to be getting ready for their Super Bowl run.
Oh, yeah. What did the Patriots do? They got Cole Strange from Chattanooga, Cole Strange was a middle second round pick for me on my draft board. I loved Cole Strange coming out of Chattanooga. The Patriots get it. The Patriots, the Tampa Bay. Again, I'm going to be, you know what?
Of course they do. They do. Of course they do. And then what do the online platforms here do? And all the radios, they look at them. Oh, they went to the playoffs. It's got to be a quarterback.
Oh, you want to talk, and I want to get into this real quick. The Vikings had a better draft than us, so just saying.
Oh yeah, they were. Oh yes, okay. On the radio, they were just worshiping George Payton as if he's an absolute genius, and they're Minnesota fans are so upset. Where and this is a fan base that's just corner obsessed. Talk about Minnesota's corners, just
the Minnesota corners that the Vikings corners that they got in this draft were way far better players than what we got. Okay, they got a corner. They went to trade up to get. They traded back, and then they traded back again. Came back up, drafted a corner, and then they started getting defense and linebacking and offensive tackles and all the above. They get it. Okay, they need George Payton there to fucking kiss Rick Spielman's ass, who left, and they brought in another guy. The guy that they brought, the new GM they brought, came from the Brown system, so that he gets it. He gets the offense and defensive lines and linebacking. He gets it.
Yeah. They're getting where all this is going. Well, they watched the last Super Bowls. That mean that's all you needed to see.
Let me tell you this, guys. The AFC West. You really think the Raiders had an excellent draft? Butler from Tennessee, Matthew Butler from Tennessee, who I put up there with Devontae Wyatt as one of the best pass rushing defensive linemen in this draft. Matthew Butler was a beast in Tennessee, and he fell all the way in their laps, and they got another defensive tackle from LSU. They're getting it. They got Loud Nichols from the Bears.
Yeah, I think I had you look into Butler, I believe.
Yeah, he is a beast. He is a freaking beast. I would have loved Denver if they got him, but he's going to do a better down there. The Chargers had an excellent draft. Even the Chiefs got players that fit their system.
Well, they stuck to a system. Well, let's draft this guard over here. He belongs in a completely different system, and let's move Browning over here. Yeah, I am very skeptical. I'm very skeptical, even with the good picks.
Draft was a D- for me. 3 picks saved that fucking draft. Three. It wasn't that the same amount that we had last year. It was about 3 to 4 players that saved that draft from being the complete and utter shit show last year.
Yeah.
I was wrong. I was not wrong about Patrick Surtain. I said he would not succeed in the slot. They started doing that early in the season, and then Kyle Fuller sucked so bad they had to move him out there, and then he succeeded. Javonte, I will eat crow on Javonte. I was wrong about that pick.
Yeah, but we were right. We said Javonte Williams has to be an in-between. He can't do what he did in college and bounce out. Because I said the only way this is going to work, and then he had a really good coach, and they got him to be a gap running back, and he exploded. I said he'll work if he can just get that down.
Yeah, where's that coach now? Not on Denver. He's over in Minnesota.
Browning, you did like Browning. Yeah,
Quentin Miners. I was right on the money with that.
Right on Quentin Miners, and then you did like Stewart to some degree.
Stearns. I like Chad Stearns.
Yeah.
I liked Marquise Spencer. Marquise Spencer with limited play time looked pretty damn good when he got playing time the last 2 games of the year. He was applying that push up the middle, remember? And then they're like, oh, no, he's showing too much. And then they pulled him.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Oh, you're showing up for Draymond Jones. No, Shelby Harris, don't do that. Don't do that. We paid all this money. We can't let you show up. Don't do that.
Paying him, and we're still paying Shelby Harris.
Still paying Shelby Harris, too. It's mismanagement. This is a mismanagement organization.
I agree.
We got to get the guy that supposedly doesn't exist but has a shotgun seat at the draft and the biggest office in the complex. But all he is he's just a chair, right? He's just a table.
Hey, but Cody Rourke got his receiver who'll get cut.
Yeah, way to go, Cody. Yeah.
Woo, it's from Sanford.
You can't make it up. Well, that is pretty much the show. All that, thank you for all your hard work. You really worked your ass off, and you did a great job. I mean, when I had a lot of people say, you got to get rid of him. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Yeah, I said, you just have no idea what he brings to the table. Yeah. And I'm glad you're on board. You got your own channel going for your film sessions, and always be linking. So I'm very happy about that, and that you're co-hosting.
Yeah.
And that is just fantastic. Good job. Really good job. You worked hard. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now that I know for a fact there's got to be scouts looking at your stuff, and you're doing their job. You should be getting paid, especially when your guys go like, And just like I said, I just loved it when they were he sucks. Then the Ravens pick him up. Yeah. Oh, I got it. I loved it. Yeah, just their little sour pusses. And
Barking Broncos. You got your. I saw when you got more subscribers.
Not about subscribers, about getting it right and getting it right. I mean, we're not here for cheerleaders.
Hey, Sparking Broncos, all high huddle, buddy. Saw you comment.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to cheerlead, go where you can cheerlead. So we're gonna call it like we see it, and we've been, about 98% spot on with everything we've put out. So good job.
We'll be better next year. That's all I can do is get better from here.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting year. Lots of film to look at.
Shitty film.
Well, it's projecting that way. I know that the cheerleading squad doesn't see it, but
just like they did last year. Yeah.
I know. You guys don't know. You do know. There goes the subscriber. Yeah. Don't subscribe. Please unsubscribe as our analysis proves to be correct.
Yeah, I know.
You'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see. Oh no, I'm gonna unsubscribe. You're no fun. I can't sit there and mindlessly cheer this. Well, we're not here.
Draymond Jones.
I'm showing film. I'm showing film all season long. Where is this guy? Yeah, the guy with one hand pushing Draymond. I know. I'm saying, here's the film. You're evil.
We're gonna have Nik Bonitto just. All right, throw the ball. I have him. Throw the ball. Nik Bonitto. I have him. Throw the ball.
Throw the ball. Well, I hope there's somebody there, and John Elway doesn't call and say, no, you can't use him. He's making Draymond Jones look bad. I'm hoping that, I'm hoping they actually use these guys that are good. And you said, and not screw this up with what good they did do. I'm hoping they don't screw it up.
They will.
I mean, I question. There's a lot. They raise more questions than they do answers. With their moves. So that's the next thing. I guess the next issue is just to see how they're going to play these guys. The next thing is the schedule. Well, the ownership is coming out.
Schedule's coming out. I think in 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks. So
that's what I'm waiting for. This ain't gonna be easy. This is not gonna be an easy schedule.
You'll see.
Yeah.
This team sucks.
That's just what we got to put up with. Well, this team sucks until they prove us otherwise. Until they prove otherwise.
Till they prove us wrong.
Please prove us wrong.
Please.
Exactly. So with that, I'll be looking forward to your film. I'll be posting. I still have that. We have that corner that we signed as a free agent that sucks. I got to put that. I
LaShawn Austin. I mean, if you got back, I have it linked on my channel. He sucks.
Yeah, I want to put that. Yeah. That's just so typical. Is he even going to make the 53?
No. Please, God, no. If he makes the 53 over that corner we got, Mathis, oh my God, heads will be rolling, and I will be calling people out.
Yes. Maybe that Mathis is the saving grace for that signing.
Hopefully.
All right. Well, I'll post all that stuff. It'll be next week. I'm on my last day tomorrow. That heavy work marathon I have.
Yep. Got to give this guy credit. Still working, still doing this. So I'm not the only one. He's doing stuff behind the scenes too. So,
yeah, for sure. Yeah. I heard me and you got drafted. To the Denver Broncos, and now Mile High Huddle, they're saying, yeah. Now thinking about it, that's really good. We got those two.
If people came to our Denver Broncos, they would be running for the hills. So,
no, well, we're not here. We're not the cheerleader channel. So,
yeah. Nik Bonitto, Nik Burrito, yeah. Oh, 24 hours later, yeah.
Nik Burrito, what? 24 hours later, yeah. Well, at least what we did is we tried to figure out how this could work. So, give us credit for at least doing that.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Let you go. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.